You will find that Michael can respond to anyone and say that nothing is impossible, or we understand that he may not have reviewed the entire prison layout, or after that, he recovered and left. And now we understand that he may not have entered the prison to help his brother escape. When he returns to his cell, the prison warden, whose name is Bobby, summons Michael and asks him to design a piece that symbolizes love as a gift for his wife on the occasion of their 40th wedding anniversary. And he tells him, I know you are a skilled architect, or in return, I will give you a full hour every day to work in the office. At this moment, we see Michael refusing Bob's offer, and then he meets Veronica, and we discover that she loves Lincoln, his brother, but they didn't get far together. Because she's a lawyer and he is involved in illegal activities, she tells him, I know you want to help your brother escape from prison. And he replies. He tells her he wants you to delay the death sentence because there is someone who wants to be sentenced as quickly as possible. And since you are outside, I want you to figure out who this is, and then finish their meeting. Or now we see two people from the FBI scientists, who are federal agents entering the synagogue in the city. And they began to threaten the shark that he shouldn't impose the death sentence. So the story kicks them out because previously, how many students have requested exemption from the death penalty? Regarding Lincoln, we know that someone wants the death sentence carried out as quickly as possible. In the meantime, someone from outside the prison calls John from the prison and says that I received papers with photos addressed to you from Viminashi, or someone there definitely knows you. It turns out that this person is from Munashi. He was working as an accountant with John when he saw John committing a crime. He fled, but this person was living far away to ensure his safety. He wanted to protect himself from being killed until a judgment was passed on John's death penalty. Or, we learn that he had a lot of important information about John. Or later the agent says that he managed to capture a statue of a duck. So John realizes that this person who threatened him is Michael. Or, after some time, John gathers what? They work with him and go beat up Michael. And here, of course, he's not going to stay quiet. So he fights back, and a scuffle breaks out between them, until the police intervenes and puts them in their place. Or after that, Bobby summons Michael and tells him, after a period of 90 days in solitary confinement as a punishment for you, and during that time, John will be under a death sentence, so he won't respond to Bobby and says, what do you think? Should I make the design you wanted, but I won't be stuck in solitary confinement? Or will Dad actually agree to Michael's proposal? Or then in the Kai's house, someone walks in and shoots him in the head. He dies, and the news of his death reaches the priest, and here she realizes that Michael's words were true, and she decided to look into the case and give it her attention. Later, she sees Michael in the prison hospital while he was taking the insulin needle. And here Dr. Sarah tells him that I suspect you don't have diabetes at all, so I want to run some tests. Or after that, I will decide whether to give you an insulin dose or not. But Michael, when he hears her words, decides to go out to the field where he meets someone named Sanat. Or this person runs off to the prisoners. Whatever treatment they want during this time. We see Michael as he asks Sanat to not. He gets him a Big Mac medicine, and this medicine makes him show symptoms. So now we make sure that Michael does not have diabetes, or after a while, we see the officer giving the Mike the card. Oh, he tells the officer that John agreed to work with the inmates as laborers, but he agreed to this so he could keep an eye on someone close. Or after a few days, Michael goes to work, and he meets his brother here. His brother asks him how they are going to escape from prison, so he doesn't respond. He replies saying that, since I am an engineer and I used to work for a company, this company had an investor who wanted to buy it. And this investor is the one who designed this prison. I was able to see the complete prison blueprint. Or I went and made the blueprint in the form of a tattoo. And we noted the tattoo he made before entering prison, and the beginning of the series, was simply the blueprint of the prison. Completely. Or, it's not just an ordinary tattoo. Or the next day, we see Michael. He's sitting in his cell. Or, like the reflection of the mirror showing part of the tattoo. Or later, he writes a number that was upside down in the tattoo. And in this way, Fernando finds that the water is cut off, and this means that the police knew that the inmates have contraband, so they cut off the water so that the prisoners can't get rid of the smuggled contraband. And here, Fernando takes the contraband he had, and then he was throwing it away. There was also a knife, and then Fernando told Michael where it was, to get rid of it before the police arrived. But at that moment, the police came. Brad, before he could get rid of the knife, so Brad confronted Michael with the knife in hand, and Bumpus before Brad could respond, and based on his experience, he knew that hey, that knife isn't Michael's, and they took Fernando to solitary confinement. Then Michael meets his brother Lincoln and tells him that they are going to escape from prison through the clinic, because the clinic is the weakest area in the prison, or it doesn't have tight security measures. After some time, Michael goes down to the yard and heads to a specific seat, and begins to feel the nails that are there, trying to... He opens one of those bolts, or he recalls the number that he recorded from the tattoo, or the number of one of the bolts present, and suddenly he starts remembering Michael when he was studying the plan well on how to memorize the locations of the bolts. And when he was trying to open one of those bolts, one of the prisoners told him to leave that place, because it's not the best for you, since this is a place, and this he is one of the worst prisoners or cases.